Hey guys, Jaden here, and welcome back to another video. Let's talk Doki Doki Literature Club, because in case you hadn't noticed, it's taken over my channel these past few weeks. Like, that's almost all I've been uploading, because it's a weirdly addictive game. And before we get into this, I am going to be talking spoilers. If you have not played the game yet, I highly recommend checking it out. It is best experience just going into it blind, really, with no idea of what to expect, because I knew a little bit about what it was, but for the most part I was blind, and that was truly the best way to play it. It was a great experience, and I want anyone who hasn't tried it yet to go play it. It only takes like 4 or 5 hours to complete. I was reading out loud and slow, so it took me 5 to 6, but hey, I also, well, not to get into spoilers, but anyway, if you haven't checked it out, go do that. Last chance before I start getting into spoilers. This isn't necessarily a review, it's just kind of talking about my experience playing the game. I mean, this game has kind of had a big impact on the channel recently, so I figured we should talk about it. And I haven't done really much directly in front of the camera like this in a while. It's just been a lot of gameplay recently. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. To start, I just want to say that this game is genius. It's brilliant. A psychological horror game with the facade of a dating simulator. It's genius. And the writing, while a little slow at first, really helps build out all these characters and get you attached to them before they're all ripped away from you and the true horror side of the game comes out. And to me, that was the best part. And first of all, if I hadn't seen that it was just starting to gain traction on YouTube, and then as soon as I uploaded my first part, everyone was uploading Doki Doki, and I was like, wow, I thought I was special. But yeah, this game has really exploded in popularity, and for good reason. I hope it continues to grow because Team Salvato is going places. They've hinted at things with their new game in the source code of Doki Doki and throughout all the files and everything, and there's a lot of information to uncover in this game, and I hope to be doing a lot more. I want to be doing a live stream pretty soon here where I try to get the good ending, because I've gotten the bad ending, or neutral ending, I guess, and then there's a bad ending and a good ending that I still have to go through in their fullest and accomplish. So that's the plan. Doki Doki isn't going away anytime soon. I'll be putting quite a few more hours into it, probably with live streams and such, so I'll put an announcement on the channel like the day before I do the live stream or something, so you guys can check that out. But yeah, the game is such, the way that it's written, where you go through the whole game once, you learn everything, and then everything is immediately thrown on its head with the span of 5 minutes. With the Sayori scene with her suicide, it was like, oh my gosh, this game has really taken a turn all of a sudden. I figured it would like gradually over time get more horror, but no, it just drops you right in. But it's really unique that it makes you play through it a second time like that, because then you get to experience everything and pick up on all these little subtle clues and hints, and then when everything starts going crazy, you learn a lot more about the world that way, and it made me grow way more attached to the characters. My favorite twist is that throughout the entire game, after everything goes wrong, Monica appears to be the villain. Like, she's the one who's messing with the game code, corrupting things, messing up with the characters' minds, and she's like this evil entity that's become sentient, wants to escape and have you all to herself. But then, when you're alone with that room in her, you get to learn everything about her and like the meaning behind what she did and the reasoning for it, and to me that was really interesting. And then to learn that when you restart without her, Sayori becomes sentient and wants to be with you because she's learned the truth about the world. To me, that is really interesting. Like, to have these characters that seem so simple on the surface but are actually really detailed and complex, and it makes you like Monica a lot more. Like, every character grows on you for a different reason. So I started out liking Yuri a lot, and then Monica was a close second, and then Sayori dies, and she's your best friend. You've just lost everything, so you go through the entire second run without Sayori. So when she comes back in the happy ending part, you see her face again after so long, and it makes you like, oh my gosh, I really like Sayori now. Like, and then learning Monica's true side, how she saves you at the end from being trapped with Sayori, then it makes you really appreciate Monica. And then Natsuki, starts getting corrupted, and you learn more about her past and her abusive father and all that, and then you start to like Natsuki more, and it's like all these characters, even though they're going crazy and everything is really creepy and unsettling, you learn to appreciate all these characters a whole lot more. And to me, that is one of the coolest things about this game, how they just nail that. And just Dan really knows what he's doing when he wrote these characters and wrote this script. Like, it's really impressive. This game has definitely had a huge impact on my channel and everything going forward, I think, really. And honestly, getting my friends to play this and seeing their reactions for the first time was another really great thing that came out of this game. Like, some people decided just to watch my playthrough and experience it with me, which was really cool to watch them watching my videos, which is something I never really get to see, and see their reactions to different parts that I experienced. But what was really cool is when I got someone to jump into the game blind, no knowledge of anything that was gonna happen, and then talking to them with it the next day. Like, I had one friend who had just gotten to the Sayori scene. They're like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. That went downhill really fast. And then when the traceback.txt pops up in the background, I had to run over to my whiteboard and write everything down, and that could be useful for later. And then them trying to piece together the code and the hidden secrets and stuff was really interesting to me, to see how everyone reacts to this game, because this game is best experienced blind, and that is my favorite part about it, is that it's such a unique experience for each individual person, which is kind of a bummer that, thinking about it now that I have to go back and play through it again, that I'm not going to have that surprise. But I really want to dig into this game more and play it, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't really have a whole lot more to say, but I guess I'll close this video by saying there will be a live stream soon. I'll be doing an announcement on Twitter and probably a video on here the day before or the morning of that day. And just Monica. Just Monica. Only Monica. 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 Monica.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me.